Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back, and today I have an interesting video for you. Today, I want to test the waterproofness of this Wowtac Model W1. But I'm going to take this waterproof testing a little bit further. I'm going to actually take one for the team today. I'm going to pull this cover off, and I'm going to see what happens when this light gets exposed to water without that cover being in place. So before I get started putting it in water, I'm going to remove that good battery and put a kind of a cheaper battery in there just in case it fries this whole thing. Now I know that there's probably some of you out there watching and you're saying, wow, Jiu-Jitsu, how could you do that? How could you ruin a perfectly good light? Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. So let's find out. You can see that that charge port is fully exposed. What's going to happen? Let's find out. No charge port cover. So far the light is still on. Interesting. I didn't expect the light to still be working. Look at that, it's just filling up with water. You can see bubbles coming off of it. It's crazy. That is crazy. That is just filling up with water inside there. It's quite interesting. I don't know if it's going to kill the battery, if it's going to kill the light. I don't know what's going to happen. But I wanted to know, just for my own knowledge, what's going on. Let's stop the time real quick. So we're about a minute in. So far the light still appears to be working. Is the battery wet? Yep. The whole circuitry and everything's wet. You can see water on the battery there. Quite interesting. Kind of crazy. Looks like the light's still working. Low, medium, high, turbo, strobe. Put it back in the water. And continue the time. Let's see what happens. If this light will withstand this water for a long period of time and not show any permanent damage, that's going to answer a lot of questions, and it's going to raise the value, in my opinion, to what these Wowtacs are. That's just crazy. You know, sitting there, oh, look at that. We're a minute and a half in. Stop the time. The light just went out. Let's see what happened here. The light just turned on. Low, medium, high, still working. Put it back in. That's kind of interesting. The light did go out. I'm banging it because I'm there. It went out again. Now let's turn it on, see what happens. So apparently water got in there. Low, medium, high. Let's put it back in. The light's still coming on. Start the time again. Quite interesting. I don't know what the result of this is going to be. That's why I'm doing this test. That's why I'm taking one for the team for you guys. No charge port cover. What's the worst that happens? I find out and it costs me $20. And I can share this with all of you. To me, that's a win-win situation. On a best case scenario, nothing will happen to the light and we will just dramatically raise the value of these Wowtacs. So let me bang it again so I can get the water in there. Look at that. Ooh. The light is still on, but it's not cycling through the modes. It's like stuck in moonlight mode. So let's stop the time. Now it's cycling again. I just had to bang the water out. Okay, start the time again. It's quite interesting. I never would have thought that look at that, it stopped again. I never would have thought that the charge port cover was that important, but apparently it is. Let's see if it'll turn on. Yep, it did. It turned on to moonlight mode. It's not cycling through the modes though, but it seems like if I bang the water out of the charge port cover area, the light works. So that's crazy. It seems like just banging on it and getting the water out seems to help. It's quite interesting. Let's see if we're going through the modes again. Low, medium, high, turbo, strobe, everything's still working. My button quit there for a second. Stuck on strobe. There we go. The light is still on. Back to the water it goes. Turn the time back on. Just turned off. It lasted like 2 seconds. That's interesting. So 3 minutes of exposure to the water. It's crazy. Just banging on it seems to get it back to functioning, which is interesting. Let's turn this, take this battery out. Look at that. Water in the head of the light, water in the battery tube. There's water everywhere. Water on the battery. That's why I used a crappy battery. Now let's take some air to this thing. Get my air compressor. Alright, everything's clean. Take this battery and clean it in my shirt. Put the battery back in the light. Let's clean that terminal there. Put the light back together. Look at that. Low, medium, high. Low, medium, high. Wow. Back to the water. Here we go, folks. Now from here I'm just going to let it sit. See what happens. Okay, I'm seeing something quite interesting here. Looks like it's cycling through the modes on its own. Push the button, the light turned off. Push the button, the light turns on. Low, medium, high, turbo, strobe, firefly, back to on. Huh. Looks like it doesn't affect the light as bad as I thought it would. I thought it would like kill the light. I thought the light was going to be dead. Let's turn that off. Let's take a look at the battery again. It's quite interesting. I don't see any water in the battery tube. You can see the lens has a little bit of fog underneath it. So it has condensation inside. But wow, try a little air. You might hear the air compressor kick on, so heads up. Now when I was blowing air in here, look what happened to the light. The insides look like they want to come out, so I'm going to try to see what that looks like underneath. This is just pressed in, I guess. Okay, let's get some tools here. Get a crescent wrench right there. Let's get some channel locks there, and let's see if we can take this lens bezel thing off. I'm just really curious, as these lights appear to be built very nice. They appear to be built very solid. Now I know that that's glass. There it is. They got an O-ring under it. There's the lens. Wow. I think that's aluminum. That's pretty cool. Nice quality there. So for a $20 price point, that appears to be pretty good quality. Let me get a small screwdriver. So how long are these wires? Looks like they just shove those in. So those wires come up through and they're soldered to the light emitting diode here, to the LED. And the wires are barely long enough to get to this circuit board. So this is just pressed in. It's just pressed in. Nothing fancy. I'm gonna get some more air and blow this out real good. Now that little piece of plastic came off of the outside of the LED. These are quite interesting the way these are built. I gotta say, for the $20 price point, I'm kind of impressed, to be completely honest with you. I didn't think that it would hold up, but it is. It's holding up, and it withheld all that water. So just solder that bad boy into place. Now we can put the lens back on. Just like that. We put the glass with the O-ring back on, and then we can thread the lens bezel back on. I gotta say, I really like the way that these are built. Very solid little lights. In fact, I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna take a little bit of nail polish of all things, and I'm gonna put it on the inside of those threads, so it'll serve as a very mild Loctite. It's not going to be like Gorilla strong, but it'll be stronger than nothing. It'll kind of hold the light together a little bit better. So we'll just put that on just like so. Get a rag and wipe the remainder of that stuff off of there, because I don't want that on there. But so far, yeah, I'm pleasantly impressed with the build quality, especially for a $20 price point. Let's run some more air through it real quick. Alright, I cleaned that housing. Let's put the battery back on there, and let's put the light back together. There's Firefly. It's in lockout now. Let's unlock it. There we go. Off, on, low, medium, high, turbo, strobe, Wow. I like the way these lights work. They work very well. Okay, now we have a micro USB. And you see the red indicator telling us that the light is currently charging. Well, there you can see that the charge indicator is blue. So let's take a quick look at the light. Let's long press. There is Firefly. Turn it off. Turn it on. You can see the blue power level indicator. Cycle through the modes here. Medium, high, low. Let's go to turbo. Yep, turbo's good. Let's go to strobe. Strobe works. So it looks like everything on this light is working just fine after being completely submerged in water. Pretty crazy. Very tough little light. And at the $20 price point, I mean, I think this thing's definitely a home run. It gives me a new feeling, you know, a new sense of security, I guess you could say, when it comes to this charge port cover, you know, not being in place. I think the light would still be just fine. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some good, useful information out of it. Please feel free to leave your comments down below. Like this video, share this video, and until next time, folks, thanks for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day. We'll see you next time. Putting the new cover on is very simple. And now we're back to complete IPX8 waterproofness. Bye for now.